On to the AUKUS deal now, and Labor very critical at the lack of forewarning they received, particularly given recent reports that the United States wanted bipartisan support for AUKUS. Should the government have been more upfront with Labor, given we're not talking about a policy of just this term of office, we're talking about a policy with ramifications over many decades?
Kieran, the Prime Minister has emphatically denied that suggestion, and I think the proof is in the pudding. All the requirements for AUKUS were clearly met because the AUKUS deal was signed, sealed and delivered by this Prime Minister and publicly announced with Joe Biden and Boris Johnson. So evidently, any requirement they had for bipartisanship and notification of the opposition was met to their satisfaction and allowed it to be announced. I think the suggestion that such a tightly held deal where only some key ministers and then eventually the National Security Committee of Cabinet, not even the whole Cabinet, were being notified about this deal before it was announced. The idea that you would give the opposition leader and his team a heads up before the rest of the Cabinet, I think is bizarre. This was handled very carefully for very good reason. It was negotiated in the most confidential way as we would want it to be.
As you said earlier in the interview, we will know soon enough the results of the election, and it's not far now, 5 days away. But either way, the result of Saturday will determine who is the steward of our international relations, and that will be on show basically this time next week with the Prime Minister, either Mr Morrison, if he wins, or Mr Albanese attending the quadrilateral security dialogue in Tokyo, the Quad. Why does that remain significant and important, that alliance or that grouping, regardless of who wins?
Mm-hmm. This is just our most important regional security dialogue, along with other very important partnerships like our bilateral relationship with ASEAN and other key partners in the region. And I think it's going to continue to be of increasing importance in the years ahead. I'm very proud that the Quad was revived on our watch after it died under the previous Labor government, and that on this Prime Minister's watch it was upgraded to a leadership-level dialogue. I hope it's him representing Australia at Tokyo just after the election, because he is well steeped in all these issues and ready for the challenges that this very uncertain geopolitical environment provides. I mean, we have seen China's very aggressive military modernisation. It's taking over 20 points of presence in the South China Sea, its threats of invasion towards Taiwan, its abrogation of the freedom of the people of Hong Kong, and its economic coercion of Australia. It's not for nothing that we say these are the most uncertain strategic times since the 1930s, and I think that needs strong, stable, consistent leadership that we know the Prime Minister will provide.